Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Let's do it. Let's jump into this, shall we? So, of course, we're first going to start off with all the questions that were asked in the live stream questions channel. Starting with Wing USDT. Okay. So, with any low cap coin, I want to compare it against Bitcoin first. Okay, it is in a solid upward trend regardless of Bitcoin's movement. That's good. You actually have generally contrasting movement here. Is this mean inversion pivot holding? It's pretty vague, to be honest. 4 hour looks good. You do technically have trend with the pivot at a 19.7. Okay. Next up, good morning, sunshine here. How you doing, my dude? Welcome to the party. And you know, as much as I love this 42-minute long song, I'm gonna put on hybrid. Excellent. Can I do Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm gonna do Bitcoin. Bitcoin's pretty important. I guess we should do that next-ish. Okay. Yo, why do you guys like the USD pairing so much? It's beyond me how many times I have to explain why it's optimal to do the Bitcoin pairings. Right, you always do the Bitcoin pairings because most altcoins are just derivatives of Bitcoin's price. Good, how have I been? I've been pretty different. I'm good. I'm good now. Get that straightened out. There we go. Yeah, but I've been pretty busy lately. I haven't been streaming as much as I wanted to. But I'm here now. I've got a bunch of envelopes behind me. Gotta catch up on some shipping I need to do. So, let's take a look at FBTC, shall we? The Ethereum is just a really, really safe bet right now. It's going to trend harder than Bitcoin is going to trend, as with all stage 2 of Bitcoin bull runs. Yeah, this is just a great buy. You should be looking to buy around on the Lux pivot about 384 or 386, excuse me. Yeah, so if you do come down and retest, just really safe buy. Okay, next up. Hey, let's see if this works. Do we have a stream? Hey, we have a stream. How about that? Excellent. I fixed it. Okie doke. It appeared to fix things. Let's see if we can get my camera back, shall we? Excellent. I'm back. Hello, everybody. My God, we've done it. I just brewed some tea. Let me get my teacup. A moment, please. Oh, let me just make sure I have my desktop audio set correctly. How's the audio sounding, by the way? Can you hear me? We're good? Excellent. Okay. Ow. Okay, up next, live stream questions. XRP. Yeah. As expected, we had a nice little pop of volatility here. It did generate its own mass reading. Let's see where that's at. Yeah, actively mean reverting. So this is already done. I'm just gonna expect compression from here. Yeah, pretty ugly chart. Up next, KSN is. Okay, actively mean reverting, but it's almost expired, so essentially what you have here is compressionary noise. Very hard to tell what this is going to do. Daily chart doesn't have enough information. 1 hour. Again, compressionary noise. Okay, how about that? I made a Earl Grey chai here. Good stuff. Excellent. Next up, Rose. Okay. Low pip coin. Nobody replied about if they could hear me or not. Everything good? Okay. This chart doesn't really say much here. Can I graph Neo, please? Sure. Yeah, I don't have anything for this. Okay, so essentially, here we all have green and yellow, and CCI is very neutral. So, nothing. Check out Neo. Wow. That's clean. All right, so this pink band here is our trend defining pivot. Still loading? Nope. It's live. We're good. Wow. Okay, so pink band is a trend defining pivot. We have touched on it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Yeah. So this is very clean. 7 times. Just buy on this pivot. Okay. Simple as that. So one thing that's worth mentioning is that it might fade out here because it's technically expired. So I guess we could look for expansion readings on lower time frames to get confirmation. Lower time frames are kind of messy, but you do have trend, so I guess it's okay. SPWR. Sun Power. Okay. There's a new type of solar they're doing in Morocco, if I remember correctly, where essentially they just use glass panels that are mirrored to focus on a single pipe. And the pipe is filled with molten salt. And essentially they just use that flowing molten salt to generate heat to evaporate water turbines. And they use that to use solar power to generate electricity 24 hours a day. The molten salt stays hot 24 hours a day. And I thought it was really cool that you could generate 24-hour energy with solar. And It's just fascinating. I'm happy that it's finally getting efficient enough to actually be a viable option without subsidization. Because over the last 2 decades, the only way solar was viable is if it was government subsidized. And now the fact that it's finally becoming efficient enough, well, it's great. Like, my argument against solar over the last 2 decades was when it's finally efficient enough to compete with traditional fossil fuels, it will become widespread. And now that we're reaching that threshold, I'm all for it.
No bug.
So how are we looking here? Trend pivot based on... Looks good. 36.47. Okay. SKT. It's a little different. This one's actively mean reverting on a lower time frame. Wow. No, this was actually strong enough to generate a pivot at 300. Okay, no. Yeah, so it's actively mean reverting. I do believe this is going to see short-term compression. Kava! Do you guys like to drink kava root? I really like it. More so than alcohol. Okay, this is breaking out to the upside. This is very good. You have compression. Actually, I initially considered this a bearish break. Which is very weird that it's suddenly above the alternative pivot. So this might be registering as Converse expansion, which should give us a very weird pivot here. So I'm a little hesitant to actually call anything on this. Yeah. This might reject because this is Converse expansion. I would stay away. This is a clean chart, don't get me wrong. I just think there are better plays. Okay, VIX. I actually don't have a good hold on analyzing the VIX despite being a volatility trader, simply because I don't trade that asset class. I like Bitcoin. And the VIX, there is no VIX equivalent for Bitcoin. Well, there is, but it's generated via a third-party indicator, and it's not really a benchmark in that scenario, so I just simply don't use it. So I can't give you good analysis on the VIX. I should actually talk to Kat about that, since it's definitely a hole in my knowledge. So if I could talk to Kat, and we could do like a co-stream about analyzing the VIX in conjunction with futures on major indices, that would be very useful. And there's no shame to admit there is a hole in your knowledge base, so long as it's a hole in your knowledge base that simply doesn't affect your bottom line. Right? Doesn't affect my bottom line because I don't trade that asset class. So I'm perfectly willing to admit it's going on. Yeah, but you should learn that. Even if the 4 hours fully compressed and has a wave PM cross, if the 1 day periods are overexpanded, will this prevent a good move? This just happened to link. Let's check it out. Assuming you're talking about Bitcoin pair. Okay, so daily is actively mean reverting. This is not sufficiently compressed. Actually, it's 1 tick away. So what you do here is you just extrapolate. Right, green means it can trend. It is from 20 to 24, right? So it's just 1 tick away from being fully compressed. In other words, like 5 days, this will be fully compressed enough to allow sufficient trend. 4 hour chart, Link USD. Okay. Well, here in the 4 hour chart for this, we are actually sufficiently compressed. So if this goes sideways while Bitcoin is going up, that's fine. Bitcoin at its wave PM cross, which we actively called a few days ago. Actually, it was this one. We called this wave PM cross, we had a breakout, and then we found support. Now we have a second wave PM cross, and we're having another breakout, so beautiful. And Link is just going sideways to down, actively mean reverting, which is sufficiently compressed to allow for trending again. This could expand. Try the daily, shall we? Yeah, my point holds. So I would be worried about this wave PM cross you're talking about here on Link USD, simply because this longer period, 200, is still compressing. And that is considered volatility overhead here on the 4 hour. Whereas the daily chart, like, you're maxing out along the 3.2 blocks. But we need to check a different pair because this is not generating off the highest period because it's not the chart. So Link USD, can we check out Kraken? Cannot. USD, let's check out Binance. There we go. So the thing about Link USD is it's almost entirely trending based on the fact that Bitcoin has been trending, whereas Link has just been compressionary in nature for the last 5 months. Like, we're essentially completing this mean inversion. I want to see trend beginning on Link BTC for an hour before I would play this. Okay, let's check out Uni. Wow. Yep, that's still an active trend. This is just parabolic. You know, it's parabolic trend. Just buy the dip, bro. That's how you play parabolic trends. Like, when volatility theory has trouble with parabolic trends simply because you're trending outside any relevant standard deviation. And I just recommend using quad CCI at that point. So you turn off everything else, load up your quad CCI, figure out what the relevant period is, and buy the dip, bro. Yeah. Okay, apparently there's only USD pairing. If this is true neutral, while Bitcoin has been an upward trend, I would generally stay away from it. Check out Dash. It's compressed, but you have no implied direction. Daily has a lot of volatility overhead. Try refreshing the page, my man. Yep, I have good upload speed. Question for you. Have you read Volatility Illuminated by Mark Whistler? Yeah, I actually used to know Mark Whistler. He is the one who gave me Volatility Illuminated. So, well, by no means I am officially endorsed by Mark Whistler. In fact, he doesn't really like me. But that's a story for another day. Spiritually, yeah, I have carried on his strategy when he no longer trades. Yeah, but he dumped all his books on me, and then I read them, and then I presented some ideas to Cat, and he created 3D Wave PM off of Mark Whistler's Wave PM. And off of 3D Wave PM, he created ACAT. And so essentially, we've just been building on what he built before retiring, like for what, the last 2.5, 3 years? So yeah, I read it. Yeah, but essentially when I worked for him, I was just this wide-eyed retail trader who came at him with shitty Fibonacci retracements and bull flags, and he's like, that looks great, Blake. Why don't you just actually learn how to trade before you try to push this shit on me? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is great. And then I didn't really catch the drift because my social cues are bad. But anyway, yeah, essentially I read his books, after I lost touch with him, and then the rest is history. Now I have this trading system based on the work he did. So that's the whole story. Gotcha. Haha, reading it now and getting it to get into your indicators. That's a great place to start, man. Essentially, my rule for retail traders who actually want to learn how to trade is find an indicator you like, and then read the books by the person who made the indicator. That's all you have to do. Doesn't matter what indicator you choose, just do that. Right? You want to use Bollinger Bands? Read Bollinger on Bollinger Bands. And then you will know how to use Bollinger Bands better than 90% of retail traders. Okay, what's next? I'm going to say that's it. Get your questions in. Oh, I have a black screen again. Great. Do the thing. Great. Well, that's quite the nuisance. All right, well, I guess I'll be done for today. Been a pleasure, everybody. Talk to y'all Friday. Okay, ciao.